Hello, so good evening to all. So in this video, I am going to tell you how we can write functions in Matlab. Before starting with that, let me just give a brief overview of what function is. So when writing a program, it may be in any programming language. So when we write a program, so if the same type of code we need for different programs, then we used to write a functions. For example, functions. For example, if I want to write a program to calculate the average marks of the students, so or of 5 marks, so I will write one function with the name average, and the work of this function it will be that it will take 5 numbers. It will take 5 numbers as input, n1, n2, n3, n4, and n5, and it will produce a result in terms of the average number, right? So the role of the function will be to take these inputs and will give us this output. Now what is there in this box, so this will be defined only once. So we will write a function, means we will write a code for this particular block once, and then thereafter, once we write a block, thereafter we can use this same block again and again for different programs, right? And each time just we need to provide this as an input, and the function will give us this output. Similarly, suppose if I want to write a function for a calculator, so that if we take two inputs, n1 and n2, and calculator is the name of the function, so I want this function to produce four outputs. Let it be the addition, means n1 plus n2. Second output I want as the subtraction. Third output I want as the multiplication. And the fourth I want as the division, right? So over here, the name of the function is calculator, and this function will take these two values as input and will produce this four output, right? So I just need to write a code for this calculator once, and once I write this code, I can use this same function again and again for different inputs and in different programs. So let me demonstrate how we can do this on Matlab. So over here I am using the online version of the Matlab. So if I open this online version of the Matlab, so over here let me write a code for this calculator. So over here, as I have mentioned it out, that for the calculator I need two inputs, n1 and n2. So when I start with a function, so the keyword is function. So to start writing with the function, I need to mention this keyword function. This will tell the platform, Matlab platform, that over here I am defining the function. And what I am going to define after function, I need within the square bracket I need to mention the outputs that my function is going to return. So in the calculator, the four output that I am expecting is the addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. So the same I can put over here, like A for addition, or ADD, or simple AD, and SB, MU, and DV, right? So these are the four outputs that my function is going to return: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And then I need to put a equal to sign, and then I need to give the name to my function. So the name of my function is calculator, as I mentioned over here. And then after this calculator, then I need to put within the parentheses. Now within the parentheses I need to put the inputs that I want, that my function want. So over here we are giving two inputs, n1 and n2, means it is going to expect only two inputs, n1 and n2. So this is the definition, this is the prototype of the function. And now after that, now I am going to write the code. So for the addition, simple program, simple MATLAB code I need to write now. So AD is equals to N1 plus N2, SB is equals to N1 minus N2, MU is equals to N1 multiplication N2, and dv is equals to N1 divided by N2. So, and then I need to put end. So this end will indicate that my function ends over here, right? And you can see that with this statement, I just assigned value of this N1 plus N2 value to this AD. I assigned this value, the subtraction of N1 and N2, I assigned this value to SB, and so on, right? And now whatever value these variables are going to get, the same value will be returned by this function. So over here we have created a function, and the role of this function will be that this function, whenever I call this function will take two numbers as the input and will return these four values, right? So let me save this function once. So let me call it as calculator m only. And remember, when we save the function, the name of the function, the name of this file should be the name of the function. So we cannot, like over here, the name of my function, it is this CALC. So this should exactly match with the file name. If I put it as calc1, then it is going to produce the error. Means it will not be, if I am going to call this function from some other program, then other program will not be able to find what is calc1, right? So the name of the file name and the function name should be exactly same. So over here I save this one, and you can check over here in the files that over here I have this, right? Now if I let me put check it on the command window. So now if I call this function calc, let me start with a okay, let me reset the size back to the original. So now if I open another editor file, and now over here if I simply put this, I call the function, and over here I put this, or 3, 2. So over here first number and second number, and now if I run this one, it is asking to save the program. So let me function check. Let me over here I can give any name to my file, to my this file, because over here I am not defining any function. Over here I am calling the function, right? So this file name is function check, and over here I call this particular function. And now if I run this, let me clear this command window. So now if I run this, then you will find out that it is producing the answer as, or let me put the A, B, C and D. So now if I run this, so now you can see it has produced for A value as 5, B as 1, C as 6 and D as 1.5. And you can note it down that the first value, if I go to my function calc, then over here the first AD, it is the sum. So you can see that when I call this function with the value 3, 2, so 3 plus 2, it is 5. So the first value I got is 5. The second value is SB, which is the subtraction. So I get 3 minus 2, I get 1. The third one is the multiplication, right? So it is 3 into 2, so I get 6. And the third one is the division, so 3 divided by 2, I get 1.5. So you can see how easily I got this thing. Now if if I over here again going back to this, and now if I change the value 5 comma 2, and now if I run this again 5 comma 2, then run this, and now you can see first value is 7, which is the sum of 5 comma 2. The second one is 3, which is the subtraction 5 minus 2. Third 10, which is the multiplication 5 into 2, and 2.5, which is a division 5 divided by 2. So you can see once I created a function, once I write a function, so the same function file I can call again and again just by writing this. And when I am calling the function over here, I just need to mention the input values, and in return it is going to return the output, all the outputs. Like over here in my function call we have 4, so it has returned the 4 values, right? So in this way we can write function for anything. And when we start writing a function, so before writing a function we need to make this particular plan in the sense that we need to think out that what inputs we need from the user, means what are the inputs that we need to provide to the function, and then what output our function should return. And once we decide the inputs and the outputs, then we should go with the code of this function, right? So this is all about the functions. If you have any doubt, any questions, you can put it in a comment box. So thank you.